Hello, this is Tom, aka Gedeon here with Tabletop Tap Room. And today we're doing a review. This is not one of our free Friday reviews. This is one of the best sci-fi modules that I've come across. And you got to step up and pay for this one. It's $9.95 on drive-through, but this is really good stuff. So we're actually reviewing the Tartarus Intercept. Tales from the Trackless Void. It is a sci-fi adventure for Call of Cthulhu. Now, if you go to drive-through, it's on drive-through, and it's a $9.95 for the PDF. But coming with the PDF is a printer-friendly PDF of just the deck plans that are in this. Deck plans in this really look good. They got that that blueprint kind of aesthetic going on. I really like that. But they do give you this extra 4-page PDF of the deck plans. But if you were just wandering around a drive-through, you might stumble across a separate print product. You can purchase just the PDF if you liked the ship for $3.95, but you could get it for $8.95 as a print on demand, or $9.95 print on demand with the PDF as well. Now, this print product here, the CCS Orpheus deck plans, it's actually 26 pages. Now, the print-friendly PDF is only 4 pages, so it's just the deck plans. You get substantially more write-up, and this Orpheus deck plans product is actually keyed for play with 28 millimeter miniatures if you're into miniature play. However, we're just going to be reviewing the Tartarus Intercept adventure, and this is one of the best things I've seen. But before I get there, let me say thanks for watching the video. Thanks to my subscribers. You guys are great. And don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, and bell icon. Help me build the channel. Now, the Tartarus Intercept, it's set, it's a Call of Cthulhu adventure. I think this is one of the best Star Frontiers adventures I've ever seen. I really, really like this. It's not even written for Star Frontiers. It's one of the best that I've ever seen for Star Frontiers. And on that note, because I really want people to play this, I really think you should play this adventure. I'm not going to give spoilers. I'm going to come close to giving a spoiler, but I'm not going to give spoilers in this review. I'm simply just not going to. So this is a Call of Cthulhu adventure module, and I mean, you know, it's time for confessions. Hello, my name is Tom. It has been never since I've played Call of Cthulhu. I've never played Call of Cthulhu.
Sorry, Oscar.
Well, yeah, I know. I mean, it's on the bucket list of things to do. That was the good wife saying, "Sorry, Oscar." My friend Oscar Rios has a license to produce Call of Cthulhu Invictus. It's Call of Cthulhu set in Roman times, and which just intrigues me because I'm like, I like Roman times. I like ancient history, medieval history, and so on. So I was like, wow, that really sounds fascinating, Oscar. But I've never actually played Call of Cthulhu. I'm, just kind of waiting to convention I'm going to. The game is, oh, hey, look, honey, there's a Call of Cthulhu game. We'll sit in on it and check it out. I've read up on Call of Cthulhu. I've downloaded a substantial amount of Call of Cthulhu, but I fully admit I am not probably a great judge of a Call of Cthulhu module. So I'm going to evaluate this as what is presented, but I'm also going to evaluate it from a Star Frontiers perspective. So it is set in the Earth solar system. And the timeline, they do a little brief, like half a page of timeline, this year. That timeline goes from 2080 to 2181. So it's a 100-year time period, and it's set in our near future. Now, this means that Star Frontiers is set like a little bit beyond our technology. So the technology here is a little bit beyond our current tech, and Star Frontiers is supposed to be like a little bit beyond that, because Star Frontiers says interstellar travel, and there's no interstellar travel in this. There's just travel within the star system, and they're plumbing the deepest depths of the star system. So, in this, so it's a good fit. It's a really, really good fit. Now, the premise is that two planets have been discovered deep out in the outer solar system, out beyond in the same region where Pluto is. And so they're named Tartarus and Nix, and they're kind of like orbiting each other. And so the premise for this is that they're sending a scout survey ship to check it out. It's a basic premise, and this works for a scouting mission in Star Frontiers. Very much so. If you were thinking about, I want to do a scouting adventure campaign, this will work for that. It's a very simple, basic idea. The whole setting is really well thought out. It's based on some real world science and discoveries. They go a little bit beyond that. They right. In fact, there's a part at the back of the module where they talk about stuff, and they go, here's the science, now here's the fiction. And and then they talk about something else, and it's here's the science, 2 paragraphs, and then here's the fiction, 3 to 4 paragraphs. So I really liked that section of the module because a lot of things are based off of reality, real science, and I really loved that. And I really like that particularly in a Star Frontiers adventure. However, not everything is as it seems, and as the players and their ship get to the outer system, and they are trying to enter an orbit of the planet that they want to scout, all of a sudden the ship starts to speed up. They're kind of just doing a little braking maneuver to go into orbit, and all of a sudden the ship, all on its own, unexplainably, just starts speeding up. Oh, geez, what's going on? So it's a great start, and complications ensue. Now, without giving any spoilers, there are things that go wrong, and that leads to a skill check. Now, skill checks go one of 2 ways. You pass or fail. A lot of times it's really just pass or fail. It's Star Frontiers. Now, the book, the Call of Cthulhu rules seem to have this pass, middling pass, or really successful pass, or fail, really badly fail. There seemed to be some of that in what I was reading. This really not necessarily the Star Frontiers way. It's you've got a target number, you either beat it or not, and then there's critical path of success and critical fail. That's really it. But what happens is as things go wrong, and if the character fails that skill check, what can then happen, not every single time, but what can happen is they then have to do a sanity check. Now, we don't have a sanity mechanic in Star Frontiers. However, I would suggest that you could use the personality check in Star Frontiers as the sanity check. It's the dump stat. Everybody kind of, so this is great because if people have been using it as a dump stack, here's where they're going to regret that a little bit. So if you pass the sanity check, good. But if you fail it, then you can have the penalty be the character loses a few points of their personality. Much like stamina, we have the stamina stat, and the stamina stat is used as hit points. And so as you're wounded, you lose some stamina, and then you gotta, the medic's got to heal you, and you get some surgery, you get healed up. And I think personality can work the same way. And so instead of it being hit points like stamina, it's sanity points. And this is really great because one of the underused skills in Star Frontiers is psychosocial. And the psychosocial skill has a sub-skill called psychopathology. And this is where you've got somebody who's been disturbed, who has failed a sanity check. They're disturbed, they have a psychological problem, and you're attempting to use your skill to help them. And so this is a perfect skill to use to heal a few personality points that have been lost due to a failed sanity check. So I think this is really, really cool. As a matter of fact, all of the skills that are presented in here, because most of the time Call of Cthulhu is very earth-based. All of the skills that are presented in here read like Star Frontier skills. They really do. So it's really a great match. The important thing here is that a failed skill check does not prevent the player characters from moving forward. You have this initial crisis, and a failed skill check could lead to sanity checks, but it also has other consequences for the mission that can lead to some necessary repairs, being in a poor situation that takes time to correct, various things. So there's various consequences already kind of written in to that. And I just found that to be really, really great. I love that all of that is just well thought out on the behalf by the writers for the people reading this module. So that's fantastic, just right there. Now, you've got that whole first crisis that even though you fail skill checks, does not prevent you from advancing, but there are consequences. And then as you begin to rectify that crisis and the consequences associated with it and get back to your mission, then all these mysteries start kind of, whoa, mysteries. And I am loath to tell you what they are. I do not want to spoil them. They are so good. Some of them are really cool. And if you're using the first mystery that happens right after the first crisis, when you finally get to the planet you want to survey, that first mystery that comes up is really cool. Now, I don't know if you want to do that mystery exactly as it's written, if you're doing it in Star Frontiers, if you're doing it in one of the star systems of the frontier. But man, it's a cool mystery. It's a really cool mystery. And you can certainly adapt and change it, or just use it as is and say, screw it. It's just that cool. But then there are other mysteries going on. There are other complications that have kind of been set in place. There's a little bit of a story going on, but not to prejudice anybody against it who hates story modules. You have all of these complications that have been set in place. Here's the complication. And me as the writer, I have no idea how you're going to solve it. That's really up to the players. It's very much no idea how this is going to get solved. I have no idea what the players are going to do. Good luck. So there is a story, but it's an underlying story, and you have these complications that are in place. And there's also the possibility of a total party kill. I've read this. I'm looking at it going, man, I don't know how this module is not a total party kill. However, I've heard that a lot of Call of Cthulhu modules can be very much that. A lot of people go insane. A lot of people die. A lot of bad stuff happens. Player characters are marred and scarred. And that's how I hear a lot of Call of Cthulhu games can go. So I'm like, yeah, I can see this being a total party kill. So now deck pages 15 through 19 in this are the deck plans. You get the deck plans for the CCS Orpheus. And then you've got a second PDF that is printer friendly, and it's just 4 pages. So it's just 4 pages you can print and put on the table and be handy that way. Now, the Orpheus as a starship, really, I look at it, it's a horizontal deck plan. So it kind of screams in Star Frontiers parlance, it screams system ship. This would be ideal for a system survey science vessel. This would be perfect if you wanted to use these deck plans in Star Frontiers. Now, the players, after they get to the planet Nyx, there's actually 3 separate stages to that portion of the adventure. So you've got that initial crisis that's really a classic space crisis kind of thing, and discovery and figuring out what's going on and why did the ship suddenly accelerate, and why is all this bad stuff happening. We got to figure this out. When you get down to the planet Nyx and you're doing the survey there, there's like 3 distinct stages, but more stuff could happen. More stuff could be going on that you could, just be rolling with it as the game master. There's a whole new equipment section. And again, this equipment's very Star Frontiers-ish. There's a slew. All right, here, spoiler. There's a slew of alien equipment kind of stuff as well, artifact kind of things. There's a whole section on hard science in here. Love that, with discussions on the vacuum, on cold, on radiation. And so it's coming at it from a very hard science perspective, trying to adapt that hard science for game terms. So yeah, we're not going to crucify the writers that you got that wrong. That's not real science. No, they're trying to adapt the science, the hard science, to game terms. And so I really loved reading this section. Again, I said the skills are, they read like Star Frontier skills. They're very adaptable to Star Frontier skills. There are new rules for covering 0G and space sickness for Call of Cthulhu. Obviously, we handle 0G in Star Frontiers, but I would reread this rule. I liked having space sickness mechanic in there, so I very much like that. You then get this new science. Now, the new science section it starts with a topic, and then it says the science. So it does the science on that topic, and it's usually like 2 paragraphs, and then it does the fiction, and the fiction is like 3 to 4 paragraphs. And so they say, all right, here's the science, real world science, and here's what we're doing with it, going beyond it a little bit. But they're still trying to stay rooted and grounded in real world science. And I absolutely love that for this adventure. So things that they discuss in this new science section: dark matter. There is and again, I'm not going to tell you what this thing is, and it's because I don't want to spoil it. It's just cool. And it's cool that they've included this in there. But there is a theorized object effect in the cosmos that they have included in the module here. It's not proven, it's not observed, but it is theorized. In fact, Stephen Hawking actually did some research and study on it. So it is a real thing. And it's not total BS. But there's a new element for the periodic table called Tartarus, and then the void. The void doesn't have much science. It's mostly just fiction, but they talk about the void because the void plays a role in this particular adventure, and you could totally take everything that they discuss concerning the void and port it right over to Star Frontiers. And because Star Frontiers fans, when they hear the void, they go straight to Nighthawks, to the, that's the mechanic by which starships do interstellar travel, is they void jump. We don't have hyperspace. They tried to differentiate the game from Star Wars, but no hyperspace. It's not warp speed. It's void jumping. You could totally take some of these ideas that they're kind of introducing concerning the void, bring it right over to Star Frontiers, and that would be really, really cool stuff. So in fact, if you ran this as an adventure set in the Earth system, this could be, you could have an emerging storyline of what comes out of this adventure is theories about void jumping, and that leads to interstellar travel by humanity, and they're stretching out into the universe. And that might be something that's interesting and cool for you to pursue with your game group. There's a total of 14 handouts and 7 pre-generated characters for this. It's got solid layout throughout. And a lot of unique, there's a lot of art. It's a unique adventure. I've never seen anything like this particular adventure. I've seen some things that came kind of close. So it's a very unique adventure. And again, I am not well qualified to judge a Call of Cthulhu adventure. But if I was trying, I would give this a 4 out of 5 draw the sight thumbs up. However, I said I was going to be judging this as a Star Frontiers adventure, and as a Star Frontiers adventure, I got to say 5 out of 5 draw the sight thumbs up on this. This is the best adventure I have reviewed for Star Frontiers. Now, I've done a lot of Cepheus Engine adventures, and and I usually fairly generous with them, 3, 4 star thumbs ups, draw the sight thumbs up. But I really, this is very slick. This is presented like one of the old Star Frontiers modules, very slick, great deck plans, well-written, published thing that you get. Even though it's still a PDF that you're downloading, it presents like a really slick classic module. And so the production values on it are great. They were thoughtful and gave you a printer-friendly PDF of just the deck plans. So you print them up real quick and use them on the table. The ease of conversion here is so easy to convert to Star Frontiers. It's cool. It's unique. You got quasi-real science in it. And it seriously messes with the player characters. I just love it. And so for me, this adventure sets a new bar. It's better than any of the Cepheus Engine adventures I have reviewed. It's a whole new bar has been set with Tartarus Intercept for Call of Cthulhu. And I'm enthusiastically giving it a thumbs up for Star Frontiers fans. It's a winner of an adventure. So this is Tom for Tabletop Taproom, the Star Frontiers gamer, with the best Star Frontiers adventure I have reviewed on this channel, bar none. This is it, and it's not even written for Star Frontiers. It's written for Call of Cthulhu, but it is a great gem of an adventure, and clearly 2 or 3 kitchen table sessions out of it. Just absolutely well worth your $9. So this is Tom signing out. Thanks for watching the video. Thanks to my subscribers. You guys are great. And don't forget to check this out on drive-thru, and I will see you in the frontier.